Alright guys, I'm about to show you some Jedi level music theory magic sauce you've never seen before. I learned this completely from MG the Future, so if you see any video from this YouTube channel or anybody else's, they probably learned it from MG the Future, so I want to make sure to credit him first. Firstly, what we're going to do is take the MIDI from any sample and we're going to use it in our own instrument. This is better than Ableton's extraction. This is better than the FL Studio Edison extraction. These are not the same algorithm. Alright, so we're going to use the Melodyne editor version here. And what we need to do is record the audio into Melodyne. So the first thing you guys could do, in my opinion, is separate the sounds first, because you don't want to feed Melodyne too much information. So long story short, I have a sample from Mayer Hawthorne's album called Where Does This Door Go? I recommend you guys listen to it. It's an awesome album. And instead of all the instruments, you know, there's drums, bass, vocals, what we're going to do is extract the instruments. So let's go to the top left, click here, extract stems from sample, and pull out whatever you guys want to take. In this case, instruments really, but I just separated everything. So now let's X out of there. I saved time by doing it in advance. So now what I'm going to do is mute everything except the thing that I want in this case, which is the instruments. The reason is we want to clear as much information out of the way as possible. Okay, so I want those chords. Okay, let's send that to the same channel in our mixer. Just double click here, make sure this is on the mixer channel. In the mixer, we're going to make sure we have Melodyne. So this is the editor version. I'm not sure about other versions. We're going to hit transfer. This is basically going to record the audio into Melodyne. So let's go all the way back and hit start. Okay, it's important too, there's different algorithms in Melodyne. So I'm using what's called the polyphonic sustain algorithm. For more rhythmic stuff, look at the percussive. For tonal rhythmic stuff, look for percussive pitched. For top line type guitar type stuff, use melodic, and that's the one I use is polyphonic because we're using multiple notes. Whoops. Okay, so now what we need to do is send this to the desktop. Let's go to settings and save as MIDI. Let's save this. Let's call it MIDI to delete. Okay, so we have that. So next what we need to do is import the MIDI into our instrument. Let's go to our channel rack here. Let's click here. Let's go to all. Let's load up any instrument you guys want. In this case, I have the Yamaha C7 from Flex. Just to show you guys, you know, here's the thing. Go to Get, download the essential pianos, then go to where it says Yamaha C7. And let me up the buffer length. All right, y'all. Sorry, the video is glitching. Okay, anyway, right click, go to piano roll. Now what we're going to do is go to the top left, go to File, Import MIDI. We're going to go to our desktop and go to our new MIDI file where it says MIDI to delete. We're going to import all the MIDI tracks. So now that we've isolated the piano, it's easier to figure out the chord notes. And now if we need to go to our mixer and now turn off Melodyne, or else you're going to hear the audio again. And we need to go to our playlist and make sure we're muting any audio so that we're not confusing the audio with our stuff. Let's go to the pattern mode, go back inside a piano roll. Okay, so we have the general outline of those chords. To figure that out would take so much time, especially with the chord voicing. Like this chord voicing, I would have never thought they'd take the E up an octave. Okay, so if you guys ever thought why I made those videos about industry producers using this technique, it's because you just didn't understand the technique. Okay, it's not that it's not being done. There's a lot of records I know they traced from actual recordings. So you guys can flip this, use it with, you know, ethics, and flip it to be something different. So all we have to do from here is just basically elongate these notes. I'll show you guys how I would do this. So this looks like a mess what I'm about to do, but there's a tool in FL Studio called in the piano roll scripts called remove overlap. We're going to go to the tool. You have to download this from the ImageLine forums. Go to remove overlap, and now all those notes won't clash. Anytime notes clash in FL, it mutes the note. Let's slice this stuff off and delete. Okay, now let's hear it. Okay, now what we can do to tighten this up is hit Alt Q just to quantize it. So there's one where it's a little off. So let's use the metronome. So here at this point we're just fixing the audio, the MIDI. So let's figure out why this is so jumpy. Okay, Okay, so it's not to the BPM. That's the only tricky part about this, is that it's not stretched to this BPM. Let's see if we could stretch it to the BPM by just grabbing this little arrow thing. But I'm not sure that quantizes. So the only thing I could think of is if the BPM doesn't match, you guys will have to manually line up your chords. So outside of that, there's no, this is like the best technique in my opinion. Okay, so all I'm doing here is just matching the sample with the BPM. So the rest of this we don't really need. So I'm just showing you guys a real world, real life scenario on how I would use this and how long it would take to really edit this. But you don't have to do the hard things of figuring out the music theory. Even though I teach music theory, some stuff, you know, you might have to go to the source to figure out how they did it. So now we have those chords, and I would run that same script, remove overlap. Okay, let's just get the timing here in the beginning, just so my brain can. Okay, now let's line this up. So dun 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 boom dun. Okay, so now we just gotta adjust the BPM. Now we have some pro level chords that we probably would never play naturally on our keyboard. And it's as simple as that. So again, I want to credit and thank MG the Future for showing me this years and years ago. I meant to credit him in my short, but after I made it, I was like, dang, I forgot to mention your name. But it was already off to the races. So guys, I'm telling you, this is the master key. Again, use it with integrity. Thank you guys for watching. It's a game from busyworksbeats.com. To learn music theory, go to busyworksbeats.com/music theory. One last thing I forgot to show you guys is just swapping out the sound. Hopefully my computer won't blow up. So what if we swap this for like a stock plugin? Even though we just use Flex, what if we swapped it out for Morphine or something else? This is why this technique is important, is because we don't have to use the sound from the actual record. Let's say we want to use this sound. Now in this case, in E piano, you wouldn't use sustain like this, but let's hit Control L just to see. And now you have a pro level sound. Now again, I would adjust these note lengths. But it's like, who would think of these chord voicings? So again, the piano is probably the best sound if I had to like judge this, because it is from the record. So I'm going to Control Z my way all the way back to the grand piano. But I just wanted to give you guys some inspiration to show you don't have to use, what did I just click? I don't know what it just did. This is also a great way to learn music theory and chord voicing. We're going to wrap it here. If you want to learn more about FL Studio, go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. But this is the real way of getting notes from samples. Shout out to MG the Future. Peace out, guys.